We need
what
some
you're doing over there.
We need some decorations.
Welcome to the Bob and Mike cast. I am Mike Hismarchik. I'm here with fellow realtor Bob Greenlaw.
Hey, Mike.
We are here in our Downtown Northville GK Real Estate Studios.
Yep.
And today we're going to talk about
What's on the list, man?
Yeah, so we're going to get into it's March finally,
right.
And with March comes racing season, right? Horse racing season. So we're going to talk about just a few minutes down from where we are, Northville Downs.
Because the track.
A lot has been going on there, and there's going to be some changes. So
new news.
We're going to get into that.
Cool. That sounds fun.
But first, I want to hear about how you survived the ice storm. We just came off the ice storm of 2023, apparently once in a lifetime, right?
That's what they said, right? They just said that that's the worst ice storm Michigan's ever seen.
It seems like everyone is the worst.
Yeah, I know. Has anyone gotten over the words that we're using a lot lately? I mean, I know this is crazy. Give me 1 second. All these words.
Yes, words.
Worst, horrible, epic,
once in a
fundamental,
lifetime. Yeah.
Fundamental. That word is being used so much by everybody that I'm ready to scream.
Catastrophic.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
The words. Big
words.
Yeah, they're big words, and they have big impact. And
I could get a thesaurus and run you down the list if you'd like.
I'm sure you could. Right. That's your thing. You're the thesaurus guy.
I'll look that up for you.
Well, here's the thing. Like, when you read an article and the first thing, or you're listening to the news or whatever your medium is, and your very first cue in on this whole article is worst storm, your brain goes right into, oh boy, this is bad.
Of course.
Right?
The worst.
I mean, that's the problem. You use the word worst, it's like, oh, well, we've never experienced it. That's what it means. In my definition in head, when they use the word worst, we've never experienced this.
Well, that would be, that's by definition, right? If it's the worst, nothing has been.
So now I'm freaking out.
Anywhere near that, right?
Right. So going into that ice storm, their whole thing was worst. This will be horrible. Take shelter. Don't be on the roads. I mean, it was bad, right? And
so you're bunkering down. You're stocking up on food. Yeah. Toilet paper. Were you in the toilet grabbing the Costco toilet paper?
It felt like the start of COVID all over again.
I
don't even
went
into an ice storm.
Yeah. No, that was bad. But luckily there was enough on the shelves.
Well, I didn't really hear anything about being shortages of stuff, and they didn't even tell you to go stock up on it. It was more like just get off the roads. It's like, seems like anytime there's a worst coming, seems like we get bound indoors. Now,
did you lose power?
No, I didn't.
You did not lose. I did.
I know.
I did lose power. And you know what? I thought I was feeling pretty good. It was a Thursday night, and the storm had basically already happened, and a lot of people were out of power, and I normally we lose power a lot. And it just, by that time, we're like, okay, we're in the clear, right?
Right, so let me ask you really quick. Just
9
before
o'clock, lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you lost the power, but really quick, how many times do you lose the power? You say a lot. What's a lot?
So we lose, it's about it's been about 3 times per year where it's like a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
And we have underground lines.
Sure.
But obviously, I feel like it's a long run because it seems like maybe a tree will go down a mile away.
Okay.
And take out a wire, and then all of a sudden we're out. So I don't know how the lines work and everything, where our power comes from, but I feel like it's a long run.
Right.
And it whatever it is, that run, there's a lot of trees that want to fall on the lines.
Yeah.
So it happens over and over, but
yeah,
not too bad, 24 hours. But I did break down and finally get a generator.
Yeah. So I don't even want to know how much. Let's not even ask that question because I'm sure it was a rape. But did you go out that night and go get it, or did you get it the next day?
The next morning. The next morning, yeah. So I was I went to Home Depot in Plymouth because the one in Northville was out of stock. Okay. And so they had one available, one type, and they were bringing out pallets. And it was just me and a bunch of other people putting these generators in their cart and lining up to buy them. So it was crazy. They had 67, and I checked later that night, and they were all gone. Wow. So it was
good time to be in the generator business, right?
Yeah. So we
have got clients, right, that have been banging the phone since this happened, and they want whole house conversions. They're like, is there any benefit to selling my house with the whole system put in place? And I mean, they're not cheap.
They're about $15K in this area. Yeah, for about a say 2,500, 3,000 square foot home, they're going to be about $15K.
Wow, man, that's so expensive.
And they're not like a lifetime thing. They're like buying a furnace, right? So they only last.
They got a shelf life.
Yeah, so they only last about 15 years, 15 to 20, depending on how you maintain them.
So it's $1,000 a year.
Yeah.
So is your 3 power outages per year justify $1,000?
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
it feels
when the couple days in a row, that's not a good thing.
When you lose,
because now you're talking about your food, your refrigerator, all your stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, we have the generator now, and we'll just get the an electrician to come in and put the panel in the garage where you can just plug right in and tap into your electrical panel.
Yeah, an AB switch.
And just switch on the furnace or the AC or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can generate. I think you need a bigger generator to run the AC unit. You can run your furnace. Yeah, but I don't think you can run your AC.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I don't know. Don't quote me on it. Don't. That's why we have people for that. So.
Yeah, no, but it was crazy. It was once in a lifetime ice storm, and I didn't really realize that ice could do that much damage. It didn't seem like okay, well, it's a little bit icy outside. We've had that before.
Yeah,
but I guess the way.
Well, I know that
the way it happened.
The wives were off. Mm-hmm. They only had 2 days.
They're both teachers.
Yep.
So they were out of school for almost the entire week.
Yeah, they only went to school 1 day that week, right?
And my kids were home. So it was. So of course, what do you think was plugged into the generator?
Sure.
What do you think?
All the chargers, your lap, or the Wi-Fi.
We had to make sure the Wi-Fi and the TV were plugged in, and
And if you hadn't done it, you would have had total meltdown for those, because it was you were home the whole week.
Yeah.
So
no, we had to do it. It's all of a sudden it just happened.
It jumped up a notch.
Yeah.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
You drop the internet for the kids these days, and it's real, now.
There's problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not used to it.
And
life without internet.
Yeah, they don't even know how. Listen, we started with the internet. I mean, it was really our generation. I mean, we were the teenage kids of the time when the internet really was taking off.
The AOL, the dial-up where.
Well, that's just the email part, but I'm talking about when the first searching started and all that. Like
it was what
96.
What was the first search engine? Was it? Oh man, was it Yahoo?
Probably, yeah, Yahoo.
I think Yahoo was the first, and then before Google kind of came in and took that all over.
Right.
I think it was Yahoo, but I feel like there was one before that. I know there's Bing, Yahoo.
Guess something we can look into, but yeah,
yeah, but
there was something to research. But anyway, the point I was making was, we saw this, inception and concept of internet, and it's where it's growing to where it's at today.
Yeah.
And our kids are jumping in with it well developed.
Oh yeah, it's been running.
Yeah, it's been running. And they don't know any difference. So like when I speak to my kids, like my son, he can work, like a phone, like a magician. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows the ins, the outs, the operating systems, and when you ask him questions, he's like, "This is just, you just know this."
We were just happy to get that page loaded within 60
4 days.
seconds. You remember it was like,
yeah,
it was building up and it would show you like line by line.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Like, I don't even know if our kids could handle that.
Oh,
like, the old dial up, like they wouldn't even wait for that whole system. Like,
no, when the computer's running a little slow, it's like, oh man, what's going on here?
We were talking about that.
It's the worst problem.
Right.
It's epic. Catastrophic.
Yes, big words. Big words, big meaning.
Big
sells
problems.
headlines, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with everything, though. That's what I'm saying, right? It's these big words make headline. Headline make
clickbait.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
right?
You're
and
not
we were
gonna-
talking about this morning about how AI is already generating, auto transcripts for stuff. You can ask it to do a million things, and the next thing you know, it's generating whatever you asked it to do for you.
Well, no one's going to click on an article that says, hey, there's an average storm coming this weekend.
This boring storm is really not going to do a whole lot. And
the weathermen don't get excited for that. You know, it's their it's their Super Bowl. You know, when you have these storms coming, they're all excited. They're all in it.
Yeah. Well, and think about it, they spend hours reading forecasts and charts of where the wind will be, what it's going to be. And so when they see a number where like everything turns red, yeah,
that's it.
They're excited.
It's big time.
Because now they're talking, this is a good time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. But I think they did predict it to be worse than what it ended up being, I think. Because I think they were thinking there would be worse ice.
I think they want you to think it's worse.
Are they trying to tell you that
they're teasing it? You know, it's like a trailer for a movie, right?
Okay.
Big storm.
Here we go.
Right.
So what do you think? We got another storm coming?
I don't know. I don't even want to look that far, but because it's nice outside today. Anyways,
all right. So let's get into this. I see we got March. Papers coming out again.
It is March, and I did some research. Okay, because this is going to be, if all goes to plan. Unfortunately, the last season of harness racing at Northville Downs. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's sad because I remember going there as a kid, had great memories.
Yeah, we've had a lot of family members that used to go there and frequent there a lot through the years. Actually, I think one of my old neighbors growing up, she used to be one of the cashiers there back in the day.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So a little bit of history I pulled up, and you can see I have my
your papers,
my paperwork
going back to 1986, folks.
1986 with the papers, yeah.
Well, yeah, because
but Northville Downs opened in 1944.
Yeah.
1944.
During the war, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that
42?
42? 1942. Yeah.
Or 41. I don't know.
Which is somewhere around there.
Anyway,
we got
pre-4 post. I think, it ended in 47. So I think, you're right. That's about right.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take. Anyway, who cares?
Okay.
During the war era.
Wartime. Anyway, it's it opened wartime. 1944.
War horse, you. Like the Trojan horse.
I don't know where you're going with this, but
wartime devil.
Can I get through my list? I just need to get through my list real quick. I just want to give you some history.
All right. Come on, get your list going.
I like the facts.
I know you do. Go, man. Drop it. I like it.
Okay, 1944. It opened, but it was thoroughbred, right? And they switched to harness racing, with the buggies and all that in 1949. So 5 years as a thoroughbred track, half-mile track, oval. The grandstand can fit up to 1,000 people. And, live harness racing has been there for a long time, March through October yearly. So it is, it's crazy. But they brought in, recently, because obviously the live in-person attendance has been down because, there's casinos now, there's other places to bet. So they brought in simulcast,
Right. That's like they do that from all over the country, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and then they have,
you've dragged me in there a couple times.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. You can bet on, horses, dog track, things like that. But
yeah, super fun.
And I believe, did they have a casino area in there too? A poker room?
I think they used to do a poker night way back in the day, but then I think it got shut down.
Pre-COVID?
Way pre-COVID. I mean, it was almost maybe even as far as, 10 years ago.
Yeah. So it was owned by the Fisher family for over 70 years, and then they sold it in 2020 to the state of Michigan. Right. And then, so now
the family sold it to the state of Michigan.
State of Michigan, yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it was sold to the state of Michigan. I think they were struggling financially and
had the state come
in and take it over. And so to where we are today, which we are going to be doing a series, video series on Northville Downs of Progress over the next year.
Yeah.
So we'll be down there and we'll be giving updates live from downtown Northville, in front of the Northville Downs. But for now,
big development, it'll be big history, big news, and we're going to use big words and keep you in it all the way.
Yeah. So, but for now, they are going to be moving or they're talking about. I think they proposed. I think it passed. I'm not sure. It was a vote in February.
Yeah. So
the new Plymouth track.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they're proposing it to be at Ridge, and so I have a copy of the Ville. Okay, so
okay. Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Somebody has paper copy.
Here we go. Go ahead. Are
you thumbing through?
Let our listener. Yeah, because I don't know what page it's on, so I gotta find it.
You could have had that prepped. Maybe if you knew you were going to the magazine.
Here's the thing.
I don't know.
I didn't, and then I wasn't sure.
Okay, there's only so many pages in there.
Yeah. Sorry, I got it. But
oh, that's nice. Yours are in color.
Yeah, it's all color.
You got pictures.
It's all pretty.
There's a couple horses on there.
There's 5 horses.
5 horses.
Are they listen,
buggy?
I have, to tell you, I had family that was way into the harness racing scene up in these areas. I mean, even back going, when the other place was open off of Middle Belt there.
Yeah. My family was as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back.
I mean, it's we're here in Northville. And that's old horse country, man. I mean, this is where they were doing it.
Well,
from here all the way out to Milford and Brighton. I mean, most of these farms around here were horse farms. They were not.
And have you walked through when I've shown some of these houses that are around the track, I've gone through and you can see there's old horse memorabilia
and all of them.
Yeah. And they're all somehow attached to the track.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it kind of, there's a lot of history there, and it's going to be sad to see it go, but do you know what's going there?
It's not going. It's not going because in its place, it looks like there's going to be a bunch of homes, like 443 homes are proposed.
Okay.
And Hunter Pasteur is
the builder. Okay.
So,
all right,
good builder. Nice homes, I'm assuming. Who knows what the median price is going to be? There's no detail on that just yet.
We'll get updates on that.
I'm certain they're going to be.
They'll be nice. Yeah, they'll be nice. Nice area.
They don't really produce anything.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the landscape changes.
It's the traffic. I'm a resident.
Yeah.
So coming into downtown when you
yeah,
you're already coming off of a death dive hill. So come wintertime, we were just talking about the ice storm.
The ice storm, yeah.
And that's how this whole track thing started,
away from
right?
The hill, yeah.
That we were talking about was because coming down that hill. I mean, you're on a luge. Seriously, it was crazy. Like you can't even tap your brake. You're sliding. I mean, the median rails there are always smashed into. There's always accidents. So anyway, my point to you is it looks like 443 homes will be going in. I know there's been talk of commercial and comprising that of both retail space and I believe it'd be restaurants. So,
I can't wait to see, and it's going to be fun watching the whole thing happen.
But here's where it gets cool. We now have a proposed track in its place. So where people thought the loss of future would come, there is no loss.
Sorry, with some people walking by but anyway, yeah. So no, it's gonna be right on 5 and Ridge.
I mean, at some point,
which is pretty close.
The sign that says "on air" is negated.
Yeah. So
this is the third time today I think that we've been just walked in on when we were knee deep in the middle of something. And wait, come in and I start asking questions. Like, no, sure, come on in.
Yeah, I know. It's
anyway. Sorry about that, guys. In 5 seconds that we detailed off the subject, but they do want to bring a new track to Plymouth.
Yeah.
So 5 and Ridge.
Here, look, here I have a little info for you.
5 and Ridge.
128 acres.
At 5 and Ridge.
At 5 and Ridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's the new proposed track spot. So now we're not losing
2-story grandstand seating along with a 23,000 square feet racing building.
$1 million question for you.
Maybe $1 billion.
Why are you laughing? That'd be great.
$1 billion question. Okay, what do you got?
Okay, here it is. Are they doing? I know they said harness in the articles and the stuff we read, but are thoroughbreds coming too? Because I do know, or at least what I was my presumption, was I had heard that the reason that the track in Northville had to close was because they wanted it to go to thoroughbred. There's more money in it, I guess.
There's more money, yes.
So if they could have went to thoroughbred racing there, and I guess this track is just a smidgen short for that, I think.
It's a half mile track, so Yeah, normally a little bit longer.
So they need it longer, right?
So yeah,
so
that
is
would
the
be
new
cool.
track going to have
you know
a
what?
bigger, because it's 128 acres? Are they going to able to do both now? So that's something we should look into. And
You
find
know
out.
what? Teaser. That'll
Teaser.
come up in our series.
Yeah, in the series, we'll find out. We'll let you guys know if they're bringing all the horses to Plymouth or if they're just bringing. Because I don't know. It sounds to me like the harness racing, there just wasn't enough money in it. That's why the track failed, I guess. Or was it just misoperated?
Yeah, you know what? It's probably hard in this environment because you don't down in Florida and other places you have the track that stays open the entire year. It's probably has a lot to do with that. You know, they just can't. There's too many things with casinos and simulcast now, where it probably just doesn't bring in the money it used to.
Yeah,
things are changing.
Well, but why would they bring it? Well, because the reason I asked this question is because remember they built the one in Romulus a few years back.
Did they build it or they started to build it? They
got it going.
Never completed.
I thought it was.
I don't know.
Another check. I believe it was, and then it was shut down because it didn't bring any money. There was no revenue. There was no point in keeping it open.
Hazel Park closed. I mean, all the area.
Yeah.
Tracks. Ladbroke, obviously, a long time ago.
That was the one. Ladbroke
DRC.
Yeah, DRC. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of
off
earlier.
Of 96. Yes.
Yeah, right there at Middleborough.
Where Home Depot is now.
Yeah. Yep. So they want to bring another track in. So it looks like they're proposing another track and a new location, except it leaves Northville and goes to Plymouth. So
yeah.
So you guys have to pay attention to us. We'll keep you guys posted as this happens. It'll be a year-long event going down to when they actually tear it up. So till then, I think we should just wrap it up and talk to you guys next time. It's nice chatting.